We've just passed the quarter mark of the season, so now we're really going to start looking and paying attention to 3 teams heading right, 3 teams heading wrong, and 1 team to be on the lookout for. This is 3 up, 3 down. Let's get into it. What's going on, baseball fans? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast. So as we look at 3 teams trending in the right direction and 3 teams that are not, and 1 team to be on the lookout for, we begin with our first team trending up. And that team is the Toronto Blue Jays. Over the last 10 games, the Blue Jays are 8-2 over that span. They're riding an 8-game win streak and have it +9 in the run differential column. Now that run differential column is really the part that is starting to increase for the Blue Jays. Because they're heading in the right direction, they're winning ball games, they're putting runs on the board. The way that this system works, when you look at the runs scored versus the runs allowed, it really starts to show how good your team can truly be. The Blue Jays were seen as the favorites in the American League East going into the season, but they had some stutter steps at the beginning of the year. Here we are now, and they're starting to play like the team everyone expected them to be. Riding an 8-game win streak means the Blue Jays are one of the ups. As we look at the first down, it is that of the Los Angeles Angels. For as hot as the Blue Jays are, the Angels are equally as cold. Over their last 10 games, they're 2-8, and they're riding an 8-game losing streak. Now, while the Angels are still +28 in the run differential column, there is a lot to be concerned about over this 8-game losing streak. The Angels will go into Yankee Stadium and be swept in a 3-game set, and both Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout were seemingly held in check by the New York Yankees. This is obviously not going to happen all season long, as Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani are arguably the 2 best players in all of Major League Baseball, and they won't be held down all season long. But as the Angels are scuffling right now, there needs to be a spark in that lineup, and if the Angels don't change their ways, the hot start that they had looking like they were going to head to the postseason and bring the Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani show to the postseason may start to falter. But it's still early, but for now, they're the first down. As we look at the second up, it is that of the Houston Astros. Over their last 10 games, they're 7-3, they're riding a 4-game win streak, and they are +44 in the run differential column. Houston was expected to be the top of the class in the American League West Division. But when you look at what this team was looking at, there was going to be a loss with Carlos Correa gone. Now, another year removed from George Springer, from Garrett Cole being removed, Zach Greinke also departing. There were going to be questions, serious questions, about what the Astros could do. But they were still seen as the top of the class, and right now they are playing at the top of this division. This is absolutely an Astros team that can head to the postseason in very easy fashion. I think that there's a lot to like about this team, and this last 10-game stretch really solidified that. As we look at the second down, it is the Kansas City Royals. Over their last 10 games, they are 2-8. They're -77 in the run differential column, and they're riding a 3-game losing streak. The Royals were never truly expected to compete in 2022, but this lack of production and performance is really starting to hurt what could be a very good fan base and a very good base for the future for the Royals. I think that when you have guys like Bobby Witt Jr. coming up and being able to start on opening day, and they've struggled the way that they have, there's a lot to start to question upon yourself if you're Bobby Witt Jr. and some of the front office. But I think there's time for this organization to kind of let it breathe, let it build, and let these guys kind of come into their own. MJ Melendez is absolutely a future star in my opinion. I think there's a lot to like about having that tandem there, and if you give the Royals a bit more time to grow and learn and study the game itself on the major league level, I think that they'll be fine over the next few years. But for now, they're finding themselves on the down list. As we look at the third up, it is the New York Yankees. Over their last 10 games, they're 7-3, riding a 3-game win streak after they swept the Los Angeles Angels in that 3-game set, and they're +85 in the run differential column. The Yankees are dealing with a plethora of injuries, but they still find ways to win each and every single night. Being able to find different ways to win each and every single night has allowed the New York Yankees to kind of change the mold from what they've been over the last couple of years. Looked at as predominantly a home run or bust team, this year the Yankees are winning in much different ways, therefore finding themselves sitting at the top of the American League East Division and looking like they're going to head to the postseason. This is a very strong candidate for a postseason favorite, but that might just sound like Yankee bias. But for now, they're one of the 3 ups. As we look at the third down, it is that of the Philadelphia Phillies. While the Phillies are coming off of a win last night, they find themselves 12 games behind the New York Mets in that National League East Division. They're 3-7 over their last 10 games and are only up +1 in run differential. Not to mention the big news that went down today of the firing of their manager, Joe Girardi. To me, the Philadelphia Phillies should have been playing better. There's a lot to question how the game was being run, how it was being managed by Joe Girardi. There's a lot of thought that there was mismanagement and missed decisions that were made. There seemed to be a disconnect between Girardi and his players, and once you lose the clubhouse, you lose the ability to have the team playing and performing at their best level. Rob Thompson is set to take over as interim manager for the Philadelphia Phillies for the rest of the 2022 campaign while they begin their search for a new manager. I think that there's a lot to question about this Philadelphia Phillies team right now, but there's no doubt that the talent on this team has the ability to get themselves back into the hunt in the National League East. Now, as we look at the Bolo team, the team to be on the lookout for, it is not necessarily a positive look this week, as the San Diego Padres, over their last 10 games, are 3-7. They're riding a 4-game losing streak, but they are plus 19 in the run differential column. San Diego has been playing very good baseball this year, and this little stretch right now where they're scuffling and struggling is something that we will see throughout the course of the season, throughout all 30 teams in Major League Baseball. But I think that we have to be concerned with what the Padres are going to be able to do against a powerhouse team like the Los Angeles Dodgers. And you also have a team like the San Francisco Giants that aren't going to go away this season. So if San Diego continues to scuffle the way that they have, there's going to be even more falling back and regression to the mean in this division. But I think San Diego has enough talent on that roster to be able to get back and start playing very good baseball. Fernando Tatis Jr.'s return is around the horizon, and once he gets back, that level of energy and passion and the flair for dramatic that he has will absolutely jolt a boost of energy to this team and see them head back into the right direction. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings on this down in the comment section below. When we look at this series of 3 up and 3 down on Fridays, let me know your thoughts, your feelings on which teams should be heading in the right direction, which teams are not, and what team you think we should be on the lookout for. Let me know all these thoughts and theories down in the comment section below, or find me over on Twitter at JLaracuente19 to keep the conversation rolling. As always, keep it locked into the entire JLMG family with Weestibs, the Granny Geek Show, and of course here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast. For sticking around to this point, head over to baseballbanterbroadcast.com, our merchandise shop. Use the promo code BANTER to save 5% off your order. Keep it locked in all season long as I continue to bring you the latest news, notes, and my personal thoughts, theories, and opinions on the game of Major League Baseball. Peace.